Meet Jill Rodowicz.
Wow.
She's a relationship coach who helps people stop blaming their partners and start building healthier connections by becoming secure in themselves.
I trained at the life coach school, which I'm very personally proud of.
But here's the problem. Jill's brilliant, fun personality is buried under vague messaging that doesn't show the transformation that she actually delivers.
I dabble in a lot of self-doubt. Like, is this the correct thing that I should be working on? Like, is social media worth it?
She's lost the fun in her work and is coming across as a serious coach who does some serious work with her clients.
You can't see what's actually going on for you because you're so busy blaming. And blaming, I can't do anything.
Can I help Jill step into her true voice and fall in love with the creative process of her business?
There's just a couple ideas you gave me because I said I'm worried about being boring. And you just gave me really fun ideas. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Let's meet Jill Rodowicz. Now, before we meet Jill, I asked her a few basic questions about her business so I can see what words she uses to describe what she does. Let's take a look. When I asked Jill what she does in her business and who she serves, Jill said, "Become What You Are coaching helps emotionally intelligent overachievers who struggle with anxiety, overthinking, and emotional dependency in their romantic relationships. I teach them how to regulate the nervous system, dismantle unhelpful beliefs, and build secure, authentic connections so they can stop feeling stuck and start feeling confident, calm, connected, in love." All right, Jill, I love the detail because she's clearly thought very hard about how she wants to be perceived as a coach working in this niche. And she's using very specific words like overthinkers, overachievers, emotional dependency. I'm curious to know why she's chosen this and if this has anything to do with her past relationships. When I asked her, what are your main goals in your business right now? Jill said her main goals are to build consistent social media presence so that people can get to know me and what I offer and to learn how to make clear offers. She mentions how she struggles with the business side of things and would love guidance on who to hire, what systems to use, and how to promote effectively. Okay, this is very much getting in the weeds of her business. It makes me think, is she very new at this business or is she just so stuck in the weeds that she's not able to pull herself out? Because once the systems are locked in, that shouldn't be something that she's worried about. Her next focus should be on visibility, and she's not quite there yet. I want to see what's holding her back. When I asked her, what are your biggest challenges you're facing in meeting those goals? She said her biggest challenge is staying consistent with the business side because my ADHD and executive function struggles. I often get stuck in busy work instead of money-making tasks, and I need a clear system and accountability to keep me focused. Absolutely. I just nailed it. That's exactly what I said. That busy work is keeping her in the weeds. And if she does not get help, and if she does not get clarity ASAP, her business is never going to launch. And this is something that keeps a lot of entrepreneurs stuck, scared, and worried about how to make ends meet. And we definitely don't want Jill there. Last but not least, I asked Jill if she's done any work on her personal brand. And she said, yes, I've started building my personal brand by creating a website, beginning to develop consistent messaging about who I serve, and beginning to grow a presence on social media. She's very much still on early stages because she keeps using the word beginning. Now let's move Jill out of the beginner stage of her business and turn this young woman from being a rookie to that $1 million brand. Let's meet Jill Rodowicz. Jill, welcome to the Fairy BOSSmother Show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So excited to be here with you.
Oh, Jill, I know you've had a glow up, girl, so I cannot wait to get behind the scenes and seeing all the amazing things that you've done. So Jill, I usually ask all of my guests this. Would you like the boss mode, completely unfiltered, taking your walls down? Or do you want the gloves on and I'll take you a little bit softer?
I'm going to need you to just, give it to me as hard as you can, because that's going to be the most beneficial to me.
I'm going to wind it up now. I'm going to go boom, and then let's see what Jill is all about. So gloves are coming off. Jill, let's get started. Warm up round. Tell us who you are and what you do. But most importantly, I want to learn more about what was happening in your life before you started what you're doing.
Sure. So, hey, my name is Jill Rodowicz, and I'm a relationship coach. I trained at the Life Coach School, which I'm very personally proud of. What was happening in my life when this was going on? I was working in a pharmacy. I've worked in pharmacy for like 16 years, and I just realized this isn't something that is feeding my soul. And I've always kind of been interested in Buddhism and philosophy and science. And one day I stumble upon a podcast. The podcast is Unfuck Your Brain. And I listened to that and figured out where this person went where they got taught what they were taught. And I was like, oh, the Life Coach School. And it was a really large sum of money to go there. It was $21,000, which was like, I'm like going out to lunch. I'm like, oh no, the sandwich is like over $10. So like, this was like a really big deal for me. It was a huge investment. And the fact that I felt not that bad about putting this investment in, to me, like, said a lot. So I invested that money, went to what I think is the best life coaching school there is, and thought, okay, I can do this. I am aligning myself with my passion.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, I want to hear, what are the two top things that you learned while you were doing this, life coaching?
Okay, so the most tippity top thing is going to be that your thoughts are what cause your feelings. I did not know that. I thought it was the circumstances around us. I thought, it was the fact that someone was yelling at me that I felt a certain way, or the fact that something happened that I should feel a certain way. And I had no idea that it was coming from my thoughts about them. And that means that those things are changeable. And the second thing I kind of learned, or the concept of, is holding space. Holding space means to just be with the person when they are experiencing whatever it is that is going on for them, and not needing to change it, and being just this like steady force for them, to just allow them to be exactly who they are in this moment without judgment, and show up in curiosity. And this concept is just something that changed my life. I'm learning how to do it for myself, hold space for myself, allowing me to be the messy human that I am.
Okay, so I want to hear just a step before you took that U-turn into something very corporate in pharmaceuticals, to what you're doing right now, because what you're doing right now is very holistic. It's working directly with people, with their emotions, with their messy selves, with their traumas, with their struggles, as a relationship coach, right? So what made you think this is where I want to focus my life right now? And with everything that you've experienced with the life coach, it seems like there were certain things that made you think, I didn't know my brain can do this. Now what do I do?
Yeah. So I was working in pharmacy, and I was having fun, honestly, in that. Like, I learned how to make things fun. I learned how to make, work relationships even better than I thought they could be. And so I kind of used some of that life coaching and kind of passed it on to this. So I made it the job what I wanted it to be. And then I was like, what would be really scary for me is to step out of this and to just go to be a full-on life coach.
Yeah.
And I just I have this inner knowing, this intuition that you're not meant to be, to work in pharmacy. This is just not and I did get to work with people. It was really great. I almost got to show up in a coachy way, holding space for people and their complaints and things they were struggling with. But it's a completely different experience as a coach, because here I am showing up and I'm asking you to be totally and completely vulnerable with me, and to fully trust me that I'm not going to try to sway you one way or another, but to lead you in the direction that you want to go in. Yeah.
So what is your main goals for your clients? Once they've worked with you, what is the result of them working with you?
Yeah. So their main goal is going to be very personal to them. So I work with people who struggle in their romantic relationships. They might show up anxiously or avoidantly. All they know is they don't like how they're showing up, or it could be that they don't like how their partner's showing up. And it's really cool because I don't need to see their partner to help them with their relationship. We have no idea how our relationship with other people is actually a huge reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's a really, exciting thing to get involved in with people. Very vulnerable.
All right. So I'm really curious to know, Jill, what's the biggest thing that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be right now?
Oh, it would be the executive function of my brain. So it is my inability, or rather not taking the time to sit down, focus, feel uncomfortable, and to plan out a schedule for myself and to get behind myself, have my own back with, okay, this is what I'm focusing on for the week, and we're trying this. No matter what. So it's this a lot of uncertainty. I dabble in a lot of self-doubt. Like, is this the correct thing that I should be working on? Like, is social media worth it? Like, it's like I'm asking all these questions and not like fully committing to the thing. So that's kind of, where my struggle is.
What would you say is the biggest heaviness you feel about the work that you're doing right now as an entrepreneur?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Definitely as an entrepreneur. I would say it's figuring out what is correct to do. Like, is it networking? Like, I'm going to networking events, I'm showing up, and I'm like, well, when is this going to produce something, for me that it's very clear that's connected to my success?
Yeah.
Like, what is this all for? So the questioning of the things.
All right, let me break that down a little bit. Jill, what is this all for? Why are you doing what you're doing?
The coaching or the networking?
The coaching.
The coaching is to help people with their struggle in their relationships, to show them it's possible to have the relationship that they've always dreamed of.
Why?
I think because it like lights up my soul, for lack of like a better way. It makes me feel so good to like point out things to people, to show them, oh, you don't have to struggle this much. Like, I get it. I've been here. Like, and then show them. Like,
why you?
Oh, why me? Because I have been there. I have struggled enormously with relationships, and especially my romantic one. So I feel like I've been there, and I can understand the people that are showing up and not like judge them, and to get curious and to help them figure it out their way.
Okay, Jill, I'm going to go deeper with the same question. Why did you struggle with your relationship?
Because I didn't know there was another way.
Okay.
I thought this was just what was handed to me, and I was stuck in, the certain personality I had, that my partner was just stuck, and this was just something I had to deal with.
Okay, that's really important, which is uncovered. So feeling stuck in a relationship, this is just the way things are. I don't know any other way. And also, did you feel like when you were stuck in that relationship, Jill, there was a sense of loyalty? Like, I can't leave. I've been around, or this person has been with me for so long, or I feel really committed to that person. Like, what kept you to that person? Now, before you answer that question, are you still with that person?
I am.
You are? Okay. So the fact that you're still with this person, it sounds like you went through a little bit of a roller coaster to trying to figure things out for yourself so that you can keep making this work. So can you take us a little bit back? I'm going to open the windows just a little bit and look into like your house just for a little second. I want to know that moment when you just felt like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Why are things like this? Like, what were your frustrations in that moment in your relationship?
Yeah, I think to get right to the core of it, like my pain point was that I didn't think that I could take care of myself. Is why I stayed. And there came to be a moment where my partner suddenly kind of dropped on me, oh, we're going to break up and I'm going to be moving out. And the difference in me, because I had been coaching myself, been working on my self-confidence, I had the tiniest of voices that said, I'm going to take care of you. And it was me. And I believed it a little bit, enough to tell my partner at that point, okay. Like I felt all the heartbreak in the world, like, but I didn't resist it. He said he wanted to break up. He said he wanted to like move out. And I just said, okay. And the reason I could say okay and not feel stuck was because of that voice saying, I'm going to take care of you.
Right.
And
your inner voice said that to you.
Yeah. She did.
Yeah. And she's even if it was a whisper, it was loud enough for you to pay attention and listen to the words that were coming into your head. I am going to take care of you. You don't need somebody else to take care of you, to look after you, to be kind of like you need to be independent in this relationship rather than like being stuck to this person and be fully reliant on them, right? So you're not relying on them for safety. You're not relying on them for psychological needs. You're not relying on them for food and shelter. You're relying on them for love and comfort. You're relying on them for other reasons outside of your normal safety zone, right? So it sounds like what you're trying to tell me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the work you're doing right now is, okay, so you're struggling in your relationship. You feel like you have to stay in this relationship. You don't understand your relationship right now because maybe the other person has changed, or maybe you haven't changed enough and that person's leaving you behind, or you're leaving them behind. Like there needs to be some sort of growth in the relationship for it to mature, but you have to be able to be independent in this relationship and not codependent in that relationship.
Yeah.
You have to be your own person in your relationship.
You do. And it was like that simple sentence that like, I'm going to take care of you, which was like one of like a primal kind of fear. Once I started to believe that, and then this person reacts like, what? Like I said, okay. And my boyfriend expected me to fight him on it because that's what I'd always done. He kind of started to bring things up. And this time he just was like, nope, I'm moving out and we're breaking up. And me saying, okay, totally like threw him for a loop.
Yeah.
So it's like, my confidence in myself gave him like space to like really think about it, like almost like I gave him like a choice, and I wasn't like forcing him to stay in this relationship. Like just that, and that like term holding space is something that was able to totally change the way that I saw myself in this relationship and to actually bring us back together.
That's amazing.
It's so wild. Like the relationship I'm in today is completely different than that day.
Right. So how long have you been together?
8 years.
Wow. Okay. So yes, pretty significant.
Yeah. And that conversation was, 6 years in. So this was only 2 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So Jill, we have so much to uncap already. I'm curious to know, what made you decide that you're ready to come to the Fairy BOSSmother Show?
I had just decided that I am ready.
Yeah.
Like I just had to decide, because there's so many reasons I could look for that I'm not, but this is the work. I need to decide I'm ready.
Would you say it was your inner voice saying you're ready?
It's more like, you can do this. Like you're not going to die.
Yeah. You might get beat up a little bit, but it's okay. It's just a show.
Yeah, like I'm gonna show up, and I just need to be willing to feel the worst possible things. So like embarrassment, shame, anxiety. If I'm all in for those, then like nothing else can happen here.
Bravo. That's really, really brave of you. So, okay, let's get a little bit deeper. So let's remove every limitations, right? Let's imagine this in your head. You have $1 million in your bank account. So you chasing for clients is not something that you really need to do, because financially you're safe. On top of that, because you have the money, you now have a lot of time to do whatever the hell you want to do. So now, Jill, now that money and time has been taken off your agenda, what do you really want to be known for?
I think I want to be known for someone who shows up in their full integrity, that shows up with authenticity, who isn't afraid to say what's real for them, even if it's really something that's stigmatized. So like I make it a point to do certain things like that, to say like, I'm diagnosed with ADHD, like, and that's something that's not, fully accepted. People will have certain ideas about you when you tell them that, or, they won't believe you. They don't believe it's real, but just simply saying it, owning it, like I believe it, and and really have my own back with it is that little bit of bravery that I try to like put into my life by just showing up, owning it with authenticity, and not trying not to worry about what other people are thinking about it, and realizing that's my reflection anyway. It's like what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So, I mean, despite all of the challenges, you can still succeed in your relationship. You can, there's a lot of challenges that's going to come in people's way. But if there was like, what in one sentence, I, Jill, want to be known for this one thing, can you simplify it in the most basic way? And if you can't, I will help you.
I want to be known for someone who like knows how to have fun. And I mean that in like every way, because the person that you're having fun with, they're not going to judge you. The person you're having fun with, you like trust them.
Yeah.
And you want to be with them because it's just fun. Like they're great to be around. I want to be known for that.
Okay. So say if you were to go tomorrow, Jill, and someone says, Jill was fun, full stop. How does that make you feel?
I'm like, ooh, thank you.
Okay. So it sounds like bringing that fun side, potentially as part of your personal brand, could be something that you need to inject into your branding. So later on, I'm going to see whether you've done that successfully or not. And if you haven't, how can we pivot towards that? Because if that's if that's giving you like goosebumps, Jill, we need to go deeper into that. But of course, people who are struggling in their relationship, do you think they're having fun right now?
Oh, no, not at all.
Right. So how can we get them there? Right? If they want to have that fun, loving relationship, they need to be able to do what to themselves first.
Like the client, what do they need to do for themselves?
Yeah. So, you're in a fun, happy relationship yourself. They are not. So what are the steps that they need to take with you, Jill? Because you're the expert in this now. This is the space that you own. You're going to dominate the space. How do you get them through feeling stuck, feeling like, oh my God, I'm suffocating in this relationship, or, oh, it's not him, or it's not her, it's me. This is a me problem, or it's not me, it's them. And I'm going to blame everything that they're doing on them. Like, that's a really horrible situation to be in. There's no way you can have a fun, mature relationship when you're mentally like stuck in that kind of like cloud.
I need to help them get curious is like the main thing, because if they're feeling guilty or judged or bad or angry, then we can't look at the problem. And the first thing you need to do to solve a problem is you need to understand it fully in every way. And so we need to get curious in order to understand it.
So understanding your current emotions right now, what is the main thing that you're feeling in this current moment?
I think probably a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, for the client, right? So if the client is going through a lot of challenges right now in their relationship, what you're basically doing in the first stage is, right, before we can figure out what the problem is, you want to help them figure out what emotions is overtaking your brain right now. Are you angry all the time? Are you sad all the time? Are you depressed most of the time? Are you even happy right now? So like uncapping those emotions. And I think once they understand, you know what, I'm always angry. And as a result of me being always angry, I'm pushing that rage out into the world, into my relationship. I'm blaming. Like, there's a lot of things that you can uncap when you're putting a label to how they're feeling.
Yeah, anything someone is doing or not doing is totally directly related to the emotion that they're feeling. Yeah. So I have to get my clients to understand that their actions come from their feeling, and their feeling is coming from their thinking. Yeah. So, and that's the root of everything. That's how they're showing up, why they're showing up, how they're showing up, and to release certain things they can't control, which would be their partner's behavior, their partner's mood, what they're doing and saying. Like, you can't control any of that. Right. What you can control is how you show up to that relationship. And you never know how showing up in like a curious, open way is going to affect someone else. And I'm not saying that, I'm here to help you like save the relationship you're in, because you might decide at the end of this, that person isn't really willing to like meet you where you are. Yeah. So we're working on figuring out what it is you want of a relationship and removing all of like society's pressures, society telling you, you should want this, you should want that, and you should be this way. We're kind of removing those things and looking at them and owning the ones that we want to own.
So it's almost like, a lot of people don't really understand what they need in a partner until it's probably too late, or something awful has happened to them, or they've been with the wrong person for so long and then they meet somebody else. There needs to be like a circumstance that makes them go, ooh, this might not be the right thing for me. But then by then you're like, I put 10 years of my life into this person and they have burned me so hard. What do I do now? So it's like a time sink. So it's like, how do you reclaim that time that you potentially have lost? And as a relationship coach, I can see you saying none of your experience was ever a waste of time. Now you can really understand what you need as an individual in your next partner, right? Because when you know yourself really, really well, you know what your needs are, you know where your gaps are. You understand your love language a little bit more deeply, and your communication style. And if there's a mismatch in that last relationship, you're able to pinpoint going, oh my God, my communication style was really bad because boom, boom, boom. And I always felt like this because these needs were not met. Jill comes in. It's like boom, 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 boom. You're able to like piece all of these things together and saying, look, I've just created the perfect portfolio of what you need in your next partner, or what you need to do for yourself so that you can keep this relationship going and mature it. Now, when I say
Yeah.
that back to you, how does that, like, does that sound like something that you're doing right now or you want to do?
It sounds like something I'm doing right now, like helping people do that,
Yeah, yeah.
figure out who they are and how they want to show up. And it's so funny because when you are in it, when you are like angry with, someone for doing something, you like can't see what's
Mm,
actually going on for you because you're so busy blaming and blaming. Like, I can't do anything with that in coaching. Like, we have to remove that to figure out what's going on.
yeah. All right. So this is the version of you that I see, Jill. It's, working with somebody who is very much stuck. Either they're stuck in their own head, they're projecting a lot of anger and blame, or just like stupidly confused. Like, I just don't know what's going on. Was it me? Was it him? Was it her? And then what you're doing is like, okay, we're going to remove all of this like self-blame and self-criticism and all of that. And I'm going to, number one, help you figure out what you need for yourself in your current relationship. And if they're not happy in that relationship, it's like, what's your plan B then? Your plan B is let's find you so that you can be in a better space to amplify your next relationship.
Yeah. And sometimes for clients, like a feeling is actually holding them back from
Right.
like doing something they want to do, like a breakup, because yeah, you're going to have to go through it. You are saying yes to heartbreak and
Mm,
like anxiety when you go through a breakup with someone that you really care about. So like even guiding someone through those really hard emotions,
yeah.
because we understand why we're breaking up. It isn't just, is this the right, thing or not? Because if you go with your feeling, it's always going to
Mm,
be no, because you don't
right.
want to experience that. So we're like deciding ahead of time, kind of remove without the emotion. And then when we've made our decision from a place that's authentic and, with integrity within us, that's when we can go ahead and bring the emotion back in and say yes to it because we understand why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah. And then the final piece of this is going back to your own backstory, Jill, is your inner head saying, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of me. So you're not relying on anybody else to like save you in that moment. You're strong enough and you're confident enough to say, you know what? I know the next part is going to be really fucking hard and it's going to rip my heart out because I know the breakup is around the corner, or I have to make that decision to break up. And that's hard. And like you said, no one wants to go through that. But with your guidance, Jill, your coaching, and also your personal experience, that is the place that your clients are going to end up being. It's the, I'm going to take care of you. So can you see how important like your personal story and your personal brand in this whole situation, how important it is to get your clients into that same position?
100%. They need to understand like the value of what it is that like I'm doing, because if they don't understand that because I'm not explaining it well enough,
Mm,
then I can't help them. And there's
yeah.
so many people I can help. So if I don't get my shit together and like get clear, then all those people are going like unhelped.
Yeah. So we're midway through the show. Would you like me to go steady or do you want me to go even deeper?
We can go deeper.
We can go deeper. Okay. I see Jill's being brave, guys. All right. So I'm deadly curious to see what you sound like online. So we're going to jump on your website right now and let's take a little deep dive. Before I share, do you feel like what we discussed so far is a good reflection of your website right now?
A little bit. Like I have my story on there, but I
Mm,
think it's almost a little bit more. My website is more polished than
mhm.
I think I want to show up as. That's me.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Right, we are on Jill's website, which is becomewhatyouarecoaching.com. All right, the first question I have is, what made you is this your business name and what made you decide on this name specifically?
It was actually in the depths of when I was trying to figure out my life. So I felt really depressed and sad. My grandfather had just died, and I was going through this thing in my relationship. And I picked up one of my Buddhism books
Uh-huh.
and I was like just searching for something. And I read this passage by Alan Watts that was called become what you are. And it resonated with me so much. It basically said that in order to reach enlightenment or to like get to where like we have finally some control on our life, we have to basically reach the absolute depths of like despair. Like it has to all go to shit. And that's exactly how I felt. And then so I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting enlightened. Like it just gave me like hope in that one moment, like, okay, I can keep going.
All right. Wow, that is such a beautiful story, Jill. I'm curious, do you share that anyway at all?
That particular one, no, not the why the name of my business is.
Oh my God, you've got to share that. You've got to share that because number one, that is a critical part of your story. You know, you're sharing something personal about, you know, someone very close to you dying. You just happened to pick up a book and that's what you landed on. And then it resonated so strongly with you that you've just decided, you know what? My new baby is going to be called this thing that I just picked up from a book. And then you're talking about all of these philosophies that is very like deep and personal to you. Share.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, that's going to be your first homework. Coming up with, right, become what you are coaching. There's a story behind that. Let me share with you. And just share. It doesn't have to be polished. And you know what, Jill, nothing you do is polished because you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with challenges, you're dealing with people's like horrible situations. The more polished you are, Jill, the more inauthentic you become. Yeah. So if you want to throw the F-bombs, do it because then people see that rawness, you know, that moment when you know that your boyfriend was about to break up with you, just like relive it, tell it, share it and saying, you know what, in that moment, I felt like this, like it was like my heart was like in pieces at that moment. But my inner voice said, I'm going to take care of you. And that gave me the confidence to then move on to that breakup stage. And guess what? I'm still with him and it's been 8 years. Like that is your success story.
Yeah.
So,
and not trying to put, you know, too much like, I don't know, pressure on the fact that it's been 8 years. Cause I think we do that and we think, oh, that's something to be proud of. But like, I think the real pride is to say, I actually really love the relationship I'm in right now, not how many years it's been. So I almost like hesitate to even say like how many years it's been, because that's not what I want people to know. I want them to know and to see me, how me and my partner like interact and how much like we love each other and growing together. Yeah, that's what I want them to really see.
See, we just created another content for you now. It's not important how many years you've been together with your partner. You could be with your partner. Okay, actually, you know what? This is reminded me of something. Do you know the show Love is Blind?
Yes.
Yeah, or Married at First Sight.
Yeah, it's like my guilty pleasure. Love is Blind.
Oh my God, do you know what I need to see you do, Jill? Is I want you to psychoanalyze these couples from a relationship coaching point of view. That would be so cool for you to say, you know what? Right, Love is Blind. For those who don't know Love is Blind, it's when two people fall in love through a wall and they propose to each other, and then you see whether they end up getting married or not in like 8 weeks or something crazy. So you're right, it's not about the length of the relationship, because you can fall deeply in love at first sight and not really know this person, but you feel so deeply, right? And then with Married at First Sight, you're literally marrying a stranger and then growing to love that individual and seeing whether you can stay together in that relationship or not. Jill, please add that to your list of contents, girl.
When you're great, you're great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So you could actually talk about, this is what makes this couple successful in the moment. Like, we're not talking about predicting whether they're going to stay together or not. It's in the moment, this is working because great relationship, great vibes. They're vibing, they're seeing eye to eye, they're learning more about each other. And then you can see another couple. This is the reason, this is why this relationship is currently not working. There's not eye contact. They are not being vulnerable with each other. Like, you know what? You get the gist, right?
Oh, yeah. And the answer is actually so much more simple than that.
Right, exactly. But you know that, Jill. The average person doesn't.
That could be really fun.
I feel like we need to add that to your like content calendar mix. Add that to that list. Add it.
All right. I'm going to analyze the couples.
I'm getting so psyched for you now. I haven't even looked at your website. Let's go back to your website.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we talked about your business name. And then, all right, the first thing I see is Jill, a very polished version of Jill, right? It's very safe. It's very, unassuming. I can't see your personality in this whatsoever. So, but the one thing that really did stick out when I saw your webpage is you started off the conversation by saying, "Hey, babe." Now, before I kind of like give you my thoughts on that, what made you decide to start with that salutation?
Babe is like a word that I call anyone that I care about them and I love them. So I call my partner babe, I call some of my family babe, my friends babe. Like it's almost just like I'm saying, hey, I love you.
Oh, Jill, I love the answer so much. And you know what? I was going to back you up 100% with the hey babe. I was going to back you up 100% because I could hear your voice. I can hear you go, hey babe. But those two words have so much depth behind them, right? Because you can say it seriously, hey babe, or you can say it with a lot of enthusiasm, hey babe, or you can say it with sadness, hey babe. There's so much emotions with just those two words. And even when you're talking to a stranger, we will be able to feel what the next words are going to come out of your mouth just based on your tone alone. So the next thing I was going to share with you with the hey babe is when you create content, Jill, for your audience, always start off with hey babe. Always. That's like people are going to get to know you by those two words, hey babe. Then you can start off with the next part of hey babe is the hook. Did you know that you don't have to feel stuck in that relationship just because you don't know whether you're going to have a roof over your head? Let me share something with you. And then boom, 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 here's the story, right? So that way you're like personally connecting with that individual. They're feeling that something like important's like around the corner. And you are someone who's like warm, personable, but really gets them because you know what you're talking about as the relationship coach.
Yeah, it's like so interesting, like what comes up for me. So like I got so excited about the Love is Blind thing, like the psychoanalyzing, and like my brain immediately jumps to, oh my God, am I going to be able to use like clips from the show? Like, is that legal? Like it immediately goes down the rabbit hole of like potential like roadblocks. And that leads me to like thinking, well, this isn't worth it. Or
yeah, well, you can. So if they are using that clip on Instagram, that's free access, right? That's already free access. And the other thing you could do is just Google the couple that you're going to talk about and just have that as like a back screen. So you're the talking head, that maybe like that Google image is the image of the Love is Blind couple saying, hey, do you remember these two? They're from Love is Blind season, blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you why their relationship was fire that fizzled out, right? And then you can talk about it. And the thing is, we're talking about a clip that is less than 60 seconds. So 60 seconds of psychoanalyzing these couple that you don't know about. And then you can say, hey, babe, do you remember this couple from season blah, blah, blah? Let me tell you why the relationship fizzled out as the expert relationship coach. So you're already like building up your credibility as the relationship coach. You're giving an analysis of a famous TV couple, right? And then your call to action after that would be, if you're curious to know what your relationship looks like right now, comment dating or comment love, and I'll give you your own analysis. And that could be your lead magnet. This is how you get clients going, well, Jill, can you do that on me? Because I can't stand my partner, or I feel stuck, or there's going to be a million reasons why someone contacts you, but you've shown them a really fun way to like analyze a relationship and you haven't even met them.
Yeah, that even sounds so fun. It's so funny because more roadblocks just came up in my mind. I'm like, oh, well, if people are commenting love, how is that automatic process done? Because I know people have it set up on Instagram. When you comment that word, you automatically get an email. So I automatically went, that's where my brain goes. So why this is going to be like hard, but like, yeah, it's wild.
What you just said is the easiest thing to do, and we'll talk about it after the show. Right? Easy, easy, easy. That is no roadblock, girl. It's no roadblock. Right.
But that's like where my brain is,
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like, there's a lot of self-sabotage with what you do, Jill. There's a lot of like self-doubt. Where is that coming from?
Probably a fear of failure, not being able to do what I want to do.
And what if you don't try? Isn't that failure too?
100%. It's failure ahead of time, actually.
Yeah. So it's like whether you do it, you fail. Whether you don't do it, you fail. So pick, do you do it or don't you do it?
Yeah.
And guess what? Worst case scenario, let's imagine there is a roadblock. There's always a okay, I'll do this instead. Or there's another option. There's like so many forks in the road that you can go to. You won't know till you try. But Jill, you can't just try once. You have to try over and over and over again.
That's what they tell me.
I'm telling you. So just keep going. Just keep going.
I'll try it.
Okay. Look, I can see like, okay. She's putting me on the spot now. What other things are you scared about with doing what you're doing? Because I'm gonna like, this is hard mode, right? My job is to punch it away. Let's do it.
I'm also afraid of like being boring, like putting out something that people are like, why'd she even bother? Like, this is stupid.
Right.
Like, so not being interesting enough.
But so fun is something that's very important to you.
Yeah.
You've already established like 2 fun things that you can do. And immediately, Jill, you said, oh my God, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
No excuses now. We found like on this like 30-minute talk with me, we found 2 fun things that you can do right now, establishing your credibility as a relationship coach, using other people's experience that you don't even know, just by like analyzing them from a distance, because that's what you're going to do with your clients. If you don't know your clients right now, but what is important is your clients need to feel confident enough to go, yeah, that's me, I need help, let me give her a try. And that's how you become the magnet. That's how you get leads. Forget networking. You will become the lead the more you create this kind of content, the more you show up for yourself, Jill. You're not doing this for anybody else. Because if you decided, you know what, I don't want to do this for myself anymore, you'd probably go back to pharmaceuticals, or you'd probably be stuck in that job. So you're already doing this for yourself, because being an entrepreneur, girl, it's not easy. You're by yourself. You have all of these self-doubts and going, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. And oh my God, the legalities and boo, 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 boo. Excuse. You have no excuse. Like, this is your canvas. So Jill,
I'm so worried about being fun, and like, listen to how fun that just sounded.
I know, right? I'm so scared of being fun. Oh my God. Yeah, you're going to be that fun relationship coach. But here's the underlying thing. The work that you do with your clients at the beginning is not going to be fun. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of like emotional untangling that you're going to be helping your clients. But the end goal is, let's make this fun again. Let's make you love yourself again. Let's make you take care of yourself again, so you're not reliant on someone else's like spoon feeding, like, I love you, don't go away, I need you. Like, you don't want to be self-reliant on someone else's emotions. You need to be able to rely on yourself to say, you know what, wow, they're being so needy. Or, you know what, I'll be okay by myself if I was not in this relationship. Or I know exactly what I need to do in this relationship. So you're taking ownership, right?
Yeah.
You're taking up your own space. And now you are not relying on this other person to feed your emotions and your needs and your desires anymore. You're in a healthy relationship now.
Yeah.
That's Jill.
That's me.
All right. Jill, we are wrapping up the Fairy BOSSmother Show now. How are you feeling right now?
Excited. Those just a couple ideas you gave me, because I said I'm worried about being boring. And like, you just gave me really fun ideas. So I'm like, oh, perfect. Yeah. So excited, but then like a little nervous. Oh my God. Yeah. What if it runs out or I can't do those things? So like, it's all coming up.
Yeah. So remember, 60 seconds that's how quick these little content and these sound bites are going to be. So your job is to basically come up with the formula of, what is the one thing that I'm going to be talking about? How do I break it up into 3 different steps? And what is the call to action going to be? The call to action needs to be something that is like brainless, something that is super easy for the other person to just be like, this is easy, it'll take 2 seconds. And then that's your lead. And then what is your follow-up going to look like afterwards? We can discuss that after the episode. So I would love to ask you, because I can see your brain is kind of like doing this. What's the biggest realization you've had on the Fairy BOSSmother Show today?
That maybe I can do this and maybe it can be fun.
Yeah. You know what? Let's give me some more fire, Jill. Come on. Screw the maybe. You're going to do this, right? Jill, are you not the relationship coach?
Hey, before it was like, I can't do this. So like, to get to maybe is like actually fucking huge.
Okay,
like,
I'll take it.
For me. Like
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you like a tiny high five for that. Okay. All right. And then what's the one thing that you're going to implement today?
I think it's going to be starting with this content and like creating a commitment to it, because right now my commitment is very low. I kind of have this like, oh, do 3 videos a week, but like, what if I could do like 1 a day?
Yeah. Let's go baby steps now. Just start off with 2 a week, right? You pick the day. You know what? I'm going to ask you right now. What dates are you going to post your psychoanalysis of these shows?
Oh my God. Today's Thursday. I'll do 1 tomorrow, Friday.
Okay.
And then 1 on Tuesday.
Right. Friday and Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, check out Jill's Instagram. Right. So those are the 2 things that I want you to start working on, right? Be consistent with them though. So every Friday, post. Every Tuesday, post. Every Friday, post. Every Tuesday,
post.
Right. Just keep that up. And then when you feel ready to add another one, I think you'll be ready to add another one, but don't add the same content. Maybe maybe Friday could be Love is Blind, because that's a complete different show and it's a different concept. And then maybe Tuesday could be, Married at First Sight. So you're basically targeting the fans of the show first, because they're going to be very interested to hear what a relationship coach has to say about this couple. And also you can remember there's probably 8 seasons in America, but there's also shows in other countries as well. So you have an endless supply of people that you could be psychoanalyzing. Sweden, Brazil, Japan, France. So you're now not only just focusing on American relationships, you're now looking at global relationships. How does love work? How does relationship work in Britain compared to Sweden, compared to America? What can we learn from the way people are communicating in these different countries? Because remember, Jill, relationships can be intercultural and intercountry as well. And you could be talking to someone in America who is not with an American, or maybe they are, but they're not American themselves. I'm one of them, right? So there's so much endless possibilities with what you can do.
Oh my God. Yeah. That sounds really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So do you believe that this is something that you can do on your own? Not just the content itself, but exploring your personal brand a little bit and bringing that part of you into your business? Or is it time for real guidance so that you can actually make it happen for real without all those self-doubt?
It's probably getting to the point where I'm going to need some guidance.
And how would you feel if we can nail everything we discussed today on the show and then some in less than 100 days?
Wait, nail everything? So that means getting things actually going and me doing those things?
Yes. So bringing your story into your business, bringing your voice into your website and your content, people understanding why they should be working with you, getting all that automation and the infrastructure in your business. Because you mentioned, oh my God, how do I do this DM stuff? All of that being fixed, all of that automation processing done, and then making you visible with those content in 100 days. In
100 days. And I'm posting consistently, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
In 100 days. Wow. On the back there.
Yeah. How would you feel if we can get that done in 100 days?
That feels like a good number, I think, because I do know that if I were to make it 30 days, that's not how fast change happens. And so 100 just feels like a good number.
Yeah. Any last words before we close the episode, Jill?
I want to say I just had so much fun talking to you. Yeah, you really know how to bring it out, and I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, Jill, I can't wait to see what you get up to next in your business. You've already leveled up so much since I last spoke to you. Next level now. Now this is legacy level work that you're about to launch into. I think you're ready. Just need to believe in yourself and then just keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Fairy BOSSmother Show, and can't wait to see your evolution.
Well, thank you.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Fairy BOSSmother Show and you're a small business owner, apply to be a guest on the show and get your very own live brand review. You can apply by going to my website, www.bossdiplomat.com, or snap the QR code on this video. See you soon.